This video provides you, the field canvasser, with a tutorial for using the MiniVAN app on your phone, both in the field and at home after the canvassing event. This is brought to you by the Cape May County Regular Democratic Organization, P.O. Box 206, Cape May Courthouse, New Jersey, 08210. Please feel free to pause the video or go back to a previous section if you have any questions. You are getting ready to canvass a neighborhood with the MiniVAN app. Canvassing means to knock on Democrat or left-leaning independent voter doors to build a local political relationship with our supporters, to determine their opinions or issues, and to ask them for their votes. It is the most important political activity you can do to get Democrats elected. All links for obtaining an ActionID, which is required to log into the MiniVAN app, and links for downloading the MiniVAN app on either an Android phone or an Apple iPhone can be found below in the description section of this video. If you haven't registered for an ActionID, you can obtain one either through your phone or on your computer by going to the first link posted in the description section below, or type NGP VAN ActionID Create Account into your browser bar. Once on the website, you will have to add your email address, first name, last name, and a working phone number. This information is used by your local Canvas administrator to find you in the system. It is crucial you use your actual email, your real name, and phone number. Make sure you read the privacy policy. Once done, make sure to check the box to confirm you've read the privacy policy. The Create Button account will turn blue after you check the box. Click on the Create Account button to create the account. You will receive an email from NGP VAN to verify your email address. Open the email and click on the Verify Now button. Then click on the See Your Account Details button for more information. Next, you will have to download the MiniVAN app to your phone. If you have an Android phone, use the second link in the description section of this video. If you have an Apple iPhone, use the third link in the description section of this video. This demonstration video will use an Android phone. Once installed, open the app on your phone and enter your ActionID and password. Your ActionID will be the email address you use to register for the account. Then click on Enable Location Services, the Get Started button, also while using this app. Once in the app, you will see the Available Lists section. This is where you access your Canvas list. If you were provided a list number by the Canvas administrator, disregard this next section. If your Canvas administrator told you they forwarded the list directly to your phone, you should see a Choose a Database button here. You may have access to more than one database. Click on the Choose a Database button. You should see a list of databases. Typically, you want to choose the one that says Vote Builder, My Voters. Click on the correct database. When you do, you should see the database name and a list and/or lists on your screen here. Click on the list that you want to use. If you don't have a database button, or there is no list already on your phone, click on Enter a List Number. Your Canvas administrator or the person in charge of the Canvas should have given you the list number. If not, and you want to test the app before canvassing, contact them directly for the list number. Enter the list number. You do not need to enter the dash or hyphen, as the system will automatically do it for you. Once you enter the list number, click on Download List on the bottom of the screen. The app will take you to this screen. On the top, you will see your list number here. You will also see a Not Synced Yet button with an upload cloud here. We will come back to this feature later. As we move through the different choices in the MiniVAN app, please remember that any settings you change on your app will not affect anyone else's settings on their phone's app. Many Canvas teams find that using the same settings will help when you are out in the field, but that is your team's choice. However, when you canvass a person or put a note in the system, This will update everyone's app. This can always be undone in the field or by your Canvas administrator, so there's nothing to worry about in case a mistake is made. Starting with the top third of your screen, you will see a map. There are two choices at the top, Household and People. We will go over the Household section first, and then come back to the People section later. In the Household section, you will see a location map of where you currently are. This is represented by the small, light blue dot shown here. There is a very light circle surrounding the blue dot, which may be hard to see at times. This is your approximate location circle. Your phone is approximating your location because it doesn't have an exact pinpoint location. Your exact location is usually never accurate, but it is typically good enough for our purposes. If you find you aren't at that location, or a reasonable distance from it, try changing locations by walking. Your phone may be out of satellite or cell tower view. This can happen in rural areas with limited service and in very urban areas where buildings may block the signal. The black thumbtack with the blue number 2 shown here are the locations that need to be canvassed. In this example, there are 2 locations total. The number 2 tells you that there are 2 people to canvass at that location. The white dot with a crosshair recenters your map on your location. Click it now to recenter. The map button shown here will change from map view to satellite view. Click the map button now. A pop-up window should appear at the bottom of your screen with map style. Choose the style you prefer by pushing on the style choice. You can zoom in or zoom out of the map by using 2 fingers about 1 inch apart and either bringing your fingers together or moving them farther apart. Try doing this now to zoom in or out of the map. Next to the Household button, you will see the People button shown here. Click on that to expand the People section. You can go back to the map by clicking on Household again. To make the map bigger on your phone, press and hold the gray bar shown here. Then pull the people list down by sliding your finger towards the bottom of your phone. Reverse this step to bring the people list back to where it was. Moving on, in the middle of your screen you will see a search bar which says Search by Street. This is useful if you need to move to a different street but can't find it on your map. Searching by street will only list those people that need to be canvassed on that street. If there isn't anyone to be canvassed on that street, you will receive a search result of none. Also in this search bar, there is an image of a person with a plus sign next to it, shown here. If you click on this, you will be able to search for a person or persons in your Canvas list. You can search by first name, last name, or zip code. Enter some or all of this information and click Search. You do not have to have all the information for this search. If there isn't anyone to be canvassed with those search terms, you will receive a search result of none. Under the search bar, press the Filters button. A new window will pop up which will allow you to filter your list by all street numbers, odd street numbers, or even street numbers. This can help you when you have 4 or more canvassers in your group assigned to the same street, and you want to split up the canvas so that 2 people contact all the even numbered houses on one side of the street, and the other people can canvass the odd number houses on the opposite side of the street. This can save your group time. Also in this window, you can filter your search list by contact result. If you press the Not Contacted button, you will filter your results by those people who have not yet been contacted. If you press the Canvas button, you will filter your results by those people who have been contacted already. You can press both buttons to show the entire Canvas list. This is also the default of MiniVAN, so you do not need to select both options. To apply your filter choices, click on the Apply button here. If this button on the bottom says Done, you have not selected any filters. This is okay, as MiniVAN will just use the app default settings. To clear your filter choices, click on the Clear All button here. Now back on the main screen, you can also accomplish filtering by clicking on the All Households button or the Not Contacted button. Clicking on the All Households button will give you the same choices to filter by odd, even, or all households. The Not Contacted button, when pressed, will change color. This indicates your canvas is filtered by just displaying all the people who have not been canvassed yet. Under the search bar and filters is your canvas list. This will be by street name, then street number. The small letter on the top indicates the first letter of the street name. However, this may not use directionals. For example, this list is on West Quail Drive, but the Q indicates the app is showing you all the Quail houses, irregardless of whether the street address is West Quail Drive, North Quail Drive, or just Quail Drive. Just make sure when looking for an exact house in the list, you are using the right street name. Under each street address, you will see an image of a person. If the image is gray, that person has not been canvassed yet. If the image is blue, that person has been canvassed already. To the right of the street address, you will see a distance measurement. This is the distance you are from the address. Click on the address you want to canvass. When you do, your screen will show the address to canvass, the people there to canvass, which will be in gray and will say not canvassed, or if they have been canvassed already, will show the same people in blue and will say canvassed. If you need to go back to the previous screen, click on the back arrow at the top left. Before clicking on the name of the person to be canvassed, notice on the bottom right that the Person Search feature button is there. This can be useful if you're in an apartment building with many different people listed and you want to find an exact person. To canvass a person, click on the person's name. Before you canvass the person and go up to the door, read through the Details, Notes, and History tabs. These are found next to the Script tab under the person's name. In the Details tab, you will find information about their age, registered sex, party, voted already status, voting precinct, polling location, phone, email, and any other information your Canvas administrator adds. You may have to scroll down on the page for more information. You may be able to add a cell phone number or email address. This can be done by clicking on the Add Phone Number or Add Email Address buttons. If you don't have that choice, you can always add anything to the Notes section. Speaking of notes, click on the Notes tab. Any previous notes entered about the person will appear. You can also add in any notes yourself. These include nicknames, observations about the house or person, including if there are no trespassing signs, statements that may be of interest to the party like wants to donate, or issues they mention, pets' names, what you talked about, etc. Notes can be positive or negative. You also don't have to leave any notes. They are optional, but notes do help us understand individual voters, their concerns, and their chance of voting in the future. The final tab is the History tab. This will provide you the history of previous Canvas attempts and other information about the voter. This is good to review prior to knocking on the door. Now let's go back to the Script tab. Now this is very important. Cape May Dems strongly suggest you do not read any script from your phone. We are relational canvassing. That means talking directly to a voter one-on-one, not reading from your phone. Reading a script is not building any type of relationship, nor does it instill trust or caring in the person you are talking to. Reading a script will almost certainly ensure your canvassing goals will not be met. You, your experiences, your motivations for canvassing, your passion for Democrat values are what will connect with voters and make a real difference, not a script. With that being said, there may be choices you need to click on, including a red button stating, "I couldn't reach this contact." If you couldn't reach the actual voter on your list, click on the red, "I couldn't reach this contact" button. Click this button even if you spoke with someone else at the residence who isn't on your list. When you click this button, you will be brought to another screen similar to this. Select a reason why you couldn't reach the contact. If you made a mistake in this list, you can scroll down to the bottom of the page. There will be a Cancel button. Click on this button to make a different choice. When your choice is properly made, click on the Next button on the bottom right of the screen. If you did talk to the contact, once all the information is entered, the app will say, "All set." You can record the responses by going to the next person on your list by clicking the Next button on the bottom right. If you hit the wrong button or need to change your response, just hit the incorrect response again and all of the choices will be available to you. There is also a button for Mark Rest of Household Not Home. Click this button if no one is home. With that being said, there may be choices you need to click on. We suggest any choices or surveys are completed after you leave the voter and you are back on the sidewalk. This ensures to the voter that you are there for them, not that they are just a number on your list. Once all the information is entered, the app will say All Set. You can record the responses by going to the next person on your list by clicking the Next button on the bottom right. If there is more than one person in the house you are canvassing, but you didn't talk to that person, do not report that you canvassed them too. We want to know who you talked to and who you didn't. We may go back at a later date to recanvass the person that you didn't get a chance to talk to. However, if the person you talked to reported something about the person you didn't talk to, you can always add a note in the person you didn't talk to's notes section for later. Once you move through all the people at the same address, also known as householding, the app will change the button on the bottom right from Next to Next HH or Next Household. This means you should move on to the next address. If you click on Next HH, the app will bring you to the next person on the list. If you don't know where that location is, click on the back arrow at the top left of your screen. You will be brought back to the small map with names. However, you will notice that the address has changed to the next household. Click on the back button again to go back to the main map. From here, you can find your location if you're not sure where the next canvas location is. Please remember that the app is helpful, but it isn't perfect. The app may tell you the next house to canvass is on another street, through private property, or even through a building. Obviously, if this next location doesn't make sense to you, disregard the app's determination. The app only looks at your current location and the nearest location you need to go. It doesn't care if there's a large brick wall or some other barrier between the two. You will have to make your best judgment regarding the next location. On the main map screen, we suggest you do not use the Next Door feature for just this reason, but that is your choice. Next to the Next Door button is the Progress button. Click it. This feature will tell you the overall progress of the list you are working on. Please remember the canvas list you are working on may be just your group, or your group may be part of a larger team. Next, click on the hamburger button or the 3 horizontal lines button that resembles a hamburger, which is the menu button. Here you have the option to sync your list to the main program so everyone can see it. You can download a new list, review the help file if you need help, or log out of your account on the app. If you look at the top right of your screen, you will see a Not Synced Yet button with an upload cloud. If you press this button, all your entries will have been sent to the main program, so everyone will see what you've done. Your Canvas administrator may have already set the app to sync automatically, but it is always good practice to sync after every address you finish. Just hit the button and the app will sync for you. This concludes our tutorial of the MiniVAN app. Thank you for all your hard work for democracy and the Democrat Party.